So it's kind of diving into the quality of content.
Yep.
Right. So if I see someone come up on my feed that is giving information, why don't I take a look at that person's feed?
Yep.
What kind of information are they giving? What's the backing on the information that they're giving? Is it research-based? Is it experience-based? Or is it very high level and it's more on the physical attraction side?
Yeah.
Right. Try to take a look at what's backing the information that this person's
Yeah.
giving. Take a little deeper dive, and maybe if you can see some quality there, then you can associate them with something that has a little more value. I like to think of some of the people in the industry that have bigger followings that are kind of always in your face, pushing information. But most of the people that, and I think that this is where you can kind of find that line, is the people that are, I would consider big following, but not influencers. Maybe they're business people and they have businesses that you can buy something from them, but they're not always pushing something and trying to sell you something, right? Yeah. They're not always pushing their program, right? Think about like a guy like Max Lugavere or even like a Gary Vaynerchuk, right? That's just most of the time they're just providing you information because they understand the value that you're going to get from just having free information.
Alex Hormozi doesn't even sell anything really through his. Right, he sells acquisition.com, which is helping businesses grow if you opt in for a large sum of money. He sold Gym Launch, right, to help gyms grow. But those are concrete products. But he essentially gives wild amounts of knowledge for free, and then he condensed it into his book.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
even in his books, he talks about how he doesn't.
He's not
even looking. Well, he's not even looking to sell you anything if you're not someone that's already doing over $5 million in revenue, right? Because that's when he feels like I can really do something for you. He's like, before that, I just want to give you enough free information to get you to $5 million.
Yeah.
Right? So like that's how much value. If these people are just giving value, and understand that everyone has to make a living.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to make some money off of something. And that's, you're right, and we all are trying to do that, right? You're trying to provide for your family, you're trying to do things.
Of course.
So you have the right and the ability, but if you're given enough value, people will buy things from you.
Yeah.
But if you're simply just pushing product, I think that's when you fall on that other end of kind of what we're talking about.
And I think going back to your looks versus like real science and practitioner, it's almost like the Jeff Nippards of the world that he's got great broken down content of like a bicep curl, right? How do you hypertrophy your bicep? It inserts here and here. And this workout's this stress, this amount of load, this movement is proven to grow your bicep over this amount of studies and this whatever. And it might be a 25-minute video on biceps and growth, as opposed to maybe not all that information is needed. And if you're a 15-year-old kid, you might not sit and watch that entire thing and absorb, right, and be interested, as opposed to a trend brother going in and saying like, this is how you do the curls. It's amazing for the bicep pump. Yeah. You know,
just pure entertainment, just trying to draw people in. Yeah. Right. Kind of all the time.
Yeah. So I think like overall how I see it too, and this is almost from direct experience with me coming up, right? Starting kind of posting a little bit. My college life was 2013 to 2017. In that realm, I feel like Instagram made a huge leap, right? It really only got to be able to post pictures in 2012, 2013 on Instagram, or videos, in 2013 or 2012. I think it might have been 2013 was videos when it started, right? So that was my college life. I started posting some gym stuff towards my junior, senior year, but the consumption was like fitness influencer, like bigger bodybuilder, like a Bradley Martin back in the day, vlogging. And it was just entertaining to watch more than anything, and being like, oh, he does a back squat with this rep scheme. I'm going to try that in the gym today.
Yeah.
But it's like the backing of that. He was already, 100 times more experienced and bigger and whatnot in the gym. It didn't even matter to him, right? He's just putting out and telling his story rather than fully somewhat maybe teaching. But I think the difference is like the influencer culture in generality, specifically fitness for me, was number one, are they leading you or misleading you, right? And number two, are you able to take that and is it a misunderstanding for you for where they're at, right? Like thinking like you're getting way ahead of yourself because I want the followers, but what are you going to do with 500,000 followers tomorrow if you woke up in one of your YouTube videos of you doing something stupid in the gym went viral? And it's like the real basis is just like, the basis itself is to form that base of knowledge for yourself if you want to be serious in an industry and build and become a real businessman, entrepreneur, practitioner, whatever you call it, as opposed to, right, building a following just to build a following to make money, right? It's like the Mike Boyles, the science-based people of the industry that are on the floor training. His following only took off, but a couple tens of thousands of followers, right? But kids might see like, oh no, like so-and-so, whatever influencer that has 1 million followers is way more knowledgeable than him because of their following, right? And I think that's what I went through personally. And I said that earlier in the podcast, but I think that's a huge gist of some type of misleading. If you're a kid sitting there and you want to be an influencer, first of all, where are you going? What are you doing? And what are you going to do with that following? Because you don't know what business really is. And then number two, what does their day-to-day look like, right? What does Jake Paul's day-to-day look like 10 years ago for him to vlog and write scripts and film videos 10 to 12 hours some days probably behind the scenes, and take that 7, 8, 9, 10 years later to where he is now, making millions of dollars off of products that he's leveraging because he took that wild amount of time and consistency on Vine and YouTube, right, and Instagram. It's like it's incredible, but at the same time, it's misleading.